Hello, Carla Jo here from the Homestead Dream Channel, where we offer inspiration for creative homestead living. Do you love fall as much as I do? Are you trying to figure out what to do with your fall harvest? In this video, we will be showing you some recipes made from the best seasonal ingredients. What we have growing in our garden, and since it is October, lots of pumpkins. I just want to show you our watermelons. We had really good watermelons this year. They were really sweet and delicious. And sometimes we get a little silly around here, and who says you can't have fun while homesteading? And now for the pumpkins. It's that time of year again. Pumpkins everywhere. Do you just love pumpkins like I do? Hit the like button if you like pumpkins. Or you could send me a pumpkin emoji in the comments. I don't want to give you brain fatigue, but you could also just write the word pumpkin. Anyways, seriously, there are so many things that you can do with them. We have even had pumpkin chucking contests with them. On this day, our grandkids came over. They helped us pick the pumpkins and they helped us decorate our front porch with pumpkins. And we made some funny faces with the power washer with the pumpkins. We do all kinds of silly stuff with our pumpkins. But if you're preparing your pantry for food shortages, or you just want to prepare for winter and put up some food, I would suggest growing pumpkins. They are plentiful, they're nutritious, and they go a long ways. You can make lots of things with pumpkins. You can make the breads, the fillings, pies, and you can even eat the seeds. You can even make a cake like I did. The one I made was actually Paula Deen's pumpkin bar recipe, but it was so good. You know, if it's Paula Deen, it's got to be good, but it was actually more like a cake than a bar. So what I would suggest if you're going to make that recipe is to use 2 pans, like you're making a layered cake, 2 layered cake pans, if that makes sense. That way when you frost it with the cream cheese frosting, that you can get that yummy frosting in the middle of the cake. But this recipe is seriously delicious. Just go over and Google Paula Deen's pumpkin bar recipe with cream cheese frosting. You're going to need 4 eggs for this recipe. Then you just mix your wet ingredients together and your dry ingredients together. Preheat your oven to 350. Then mix both your dry ingredients and your wet ingredients together. And just follow that Paula Deen's recipe. You can't go wrong with that. We grew a bunch of grapes, and here are elderberries. They're really starting to grow good. These were just sticks. My daughter sent them to me in the mail. They came in the door, and they were just sticks that we stuck in the ground, and they are doing really good. Look here. We also have lots of apple and plum trees. We make wine with our plums, which if you're interested in seeing how we make our wine, I highly recommend that you watch our homemade plum wine video. Anyways, what would fall be without caramel apples? You can make your own caramel, or if you don't mind unwrapping a bunch of individual pieces, you can buy the bag of candy caramels at the store, and they usually even have the recipe on the bag on how to make them. I'm even including the photos of the ones we got from our October Disney trip, and there's one that Jaden got, because how cool is that? If you like caramel apples, leave me an apple emoji in the comments. And here we have our tomatillos, which we actually had a hard time finding these seeds this year, but They make the best salsa verde or green salsa, so if you get your hands on those seeds, you might want to consider growing them in your garden. We also grow all kinds of herbs and onions and garlic. We dehydrate them and make all kinds of seasonings with them, and you really can use them in endless recipes. Okay, now let's talk blackberries. It took almost 3 years to get these blackberries growing really good, but when they took off, man, did they ever take off. And I made all kinds of blackberry recipes. You can make blackberry pies, they make great jams, you name it. Blackberry is a very good thing to grow, and you can freeze them too if you had an abundance like we did, and put them up for later. So next up is squash. I literally think squash deserves its own video, but I actually have quite a few great squash recipes, videos, so when you get done with this, you might want to go check those out. Okay, I did take a few photos of this guy because I think he liked it, and it seemed like he was posing for the camera, but I just love praying mantis anyways. This recipe I'm cooking right now is my zucchini, onion, and yellow squash sauté. So if you want to grow some seasonal food in your garden, I would highly suggest that you grow squash, because there's just so many things you can do with it. You can fry it, you can make zoodles, you can make so many recipes with it. I highly recommend that you go and watch some of my videos on this channel, like my delicious squash boat recipe and my southern fried summer squash recipe. I actually have quite a few videos, so go check those out when you're done watching this video. And here I'm dehydrating some squash. I'm making chips out of them. They're so delicious. You need to try to make these squash chips. And if you love okra, you're going to love this fried okra. Just batter it up with some egg, milk, and flour and deep fry it. I sure hope you're inspired by all these seasonal fall cooking ideas to make from your garden. And I'd like to know, let me know what you guys are making and what you're making with your harvest and your garden. So I hope all of you keep on saving those seeds and prepping that food, and that you find some magical reasons to visit your garden, and that you enjoy all these comforting, hearty, and delicious foods that you can put on your family's table. Happy homesteading, and God bless, and we'll see you on the next one.